Channel. So today I'm going to go through the, I guess, Q1 challenge for 2023, which I set. And I had a few videos back where I was sort of going over the technologies that I was learning. And for Q1, at least of this year, it was more advanced and I guess intermediate JavaScript and React as well. So obviously that was sort of on the roadmap, and something that I was looking to do was complete the Epic React course and also just look at a bunch of other material related to JavaScript and obviously React, as I said, sort of being I guess a junior to mid-level developer in my current role. It was something I wanted to keep improving at, and I think there's still so much for me to learn, certainly within React, and obviously just the core JavaScript skills as well. You can never really stop learning. So that was my goal, as I said, for the last 3 months. And I'm actually recording this on the 29th of March, just because I'm away this weekend. I want to obviously get this out beforehand. So I've still got a couple of days before the challenge finishes, I guess. So that the goal that I've set myself. I'll be running through some more of Epic React because, as you'll be able to see, haven't completed all of it. So whilst you can see there are some that aren't green ticked, I did actually go through these. So you have to tick it off within the epicreact.dev website. But also I was running this locally and going through all the challenges and the sort of, extra credits as well, where I felt like they'd be beneficial. Some of it was kind of obviously boilerplate and, for example, styling and some things like that. Obviously, I do a lot in day to day and have a good knowledge of different styling options and sort of how it all works, obviously at a commercial level. Used all of these hooks, and I've used these all the time, right? Use state, use effect, and use ref are pretty standard. Only more recently have been using the ref hook, but use it all the time now. And also some of these advanced ones, so use callback, use memo, for example, all of that. I was going through, as I said, all of these, and it looks like I haven't done them, but as I mentioned, I actually have with the repository that I was running locally. But I guess I don't know if this is a bit of a spoiler of Epic React, but it was a really good course overall, and I certainly felt like I learned a lot. So the only thing that I kind of had left to do was actually to build this Epic React project. So in the end, because I kind of felt like I'd gone through everything sort of quite well, and certainly got a better understanding of testing and also performance as well, which were obviously, I guess, more advanced topics. And some of these patterns were quite good. And actually, from probably these three modules, and actually the callback as well, use that in my sort of day-to-day work. So it was really good to go through and then basically instantly apply the knowledge. So what's quite cool, I guess, is because I've been working as a developer for coming up to 2 years. You can kind of watch a tutorial or go through this, and then I was able to instantly apply it in my day job, which is really cool. So definitely recommend sort of picking up Epic React if you are a working developer. I would say it's probably actually a little bit advanced if you haven't sort of obviously learned React firstly, and also maybe completed a couple of your own projects. So I'd recommend doing that first. And as I said, I think there's a lot of benefit and value from doing this when you're already working, so that you can apply it straight away. And that just reinforces the learning further. Obviously, you're doing it within the local dev environment when you're going through the course, but it definitely helps to sort of have that locally as well. So let's see. So as I mentioned, Epic React, great course. Didn't go through this, but I watched all of the videos. So with each one of these, there is a video, as well as then sort of explaining how to actually complete the challenge or the exercise. Really good. And there's some interviews here as well, which I've just realized I haven't actually looked at. So I'm going to probably dive into some of these as well, perhaps on the, as I said, the last couple of days of Q1. I'll be going through these and just finishing them off. So that obviously wasn't the only thing I did. I also went through some of the, is it Total TypeScript by Matt Pocock? I wonder if I can TypeScript. Can see if I can find the course. Yeah, I think it was this one. And this one has some free tutorials, which is quite good as well. So this was part of my goal of becoming better at JavaScript, or obviously TypeScript as well, because I use TypeScript day to day as well. Sort of all of my code now is written in TypeScript, really. So whilst we still have to maintain and make some refactorings to existing or legacy JavaScript files, anything new now is TypeScript. And because I work on a new part of the platform that we're on and sort of web app, I'm writing mostly TypeScript. So you can see here there's 18 exercises. And I haven't done Zod here, so that's probably one for that might be able to sneak into next quarter. But yeah, I definitely recommend going through all of these. And yeah, it's a beginner's course, and it is really good. So if you're kind of on, in the TypeScript realm, you'll know of Matt Pocock. I think he's a fellow Brit, and yeah, based in Oxford, I believe. And yeah, really good at TypeScript and really good at breaking down and explaining for a junior developer some of the nuances of TypeScript. Obviously, for example, for myself, having come from only learning TypeScript and then a little bit of C# for a previous role, but obviously that was a little bit more sort of back end and just basically maintenance, nothing new. There's a lot of sort of type sort of context and in relation to code that you haven't seen in JavaScript before, so you don't understand about some of the things that TypeScript obviously brings, and that's what makes it a great language as well, and obviously used in commerce or sort of business in business applications. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. And obviously there's lots of tips, articles, and he has some some pay plans, I guess, and I think he's still working on this as far as I'm aware, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't kind of kept up with tech Twitter or anything. I've been quite busy, obviously with personal life, and then just work generally, and just trying to do as much Epic React as I could. But these free tutorials are well worth going through if you're learning TypeScript as well, or even just to sort of brush up on your knowledge if you've been working with it for a year or two already. There's always new things to learn. So yeah, these were, as I said, the kind of the two goals for the last quarter, and I think I've kind of pretty much done those quite well. So if I just go to my technologies I'm learning, as you can see here, that was this one. So Epic React, and then sort of TypeScript was part of that as well. So for next quarter, I'm going to be looking at deployment. So I think I mentioned Heroku or Railway.app, or I might even look at sort of self-hosted web server on Linux, because I have a Linux, also I think it's using Ubuntu and another OS on there. And actually for that, I'm creating a web app. So what I've been doing sort of recently as I have a new application, I've provisionally called it When Free, and I won't go into it too much, but if I kind of just go to the home page, you'll be able to see that essentially it's an app where and actually, let me fire it up, and it'll be better to explain than showing the code here. But essentially, it's an app where, let's say, yourself and your friends or family can all use the app. It will obviously be free, and hopefully, I'll be sort of open sourced it if I can get it deployed online. And as you can see, it will allow the user to create a calendar. And then within there, you'll be able to set your availability. And then once you share the link with your friends and family, they'll be able to add their availability. And obviously my goal sort of long term is to have this hosted, and then check the availability of everyone else, and then sort of have a nice display of when everyone is free. So just as an example, I haven't set up much yet. So for example, share this page doesn't do anything, but my plan was to have a modal with, like, let's say the URL, which is this custom URL. You might not be able to see that, it's out of screen, unfortunately, but this is custom for this page. And what I'm about to hook up is Prisma and a backend, so just a database. I'm not quite sure which one yet. I'm using Next.js here, but you can just see if I start selecting some dates, you can see my availability is here, and then if I cancel that, it goes away. And then also, and actually I can see there's a few bugs here. It's not actually adding the dates. So if I reset, is it going to start adding them? No. Yeah, so it's a bit buggy, as you can see. Well, there you go. I think that might be better now. No, so it's still not adding all of them. But yeah, you can save, click save, and then also if I start typing in here, I've hooked it up as sort of two-way data binding. So, and that will then save with my availability. And then the goal is that you send this to your friend or family, and obviously it will be like user 1 or user 2, and they cannot type their name, and then somewhere else on the page, or maybe sort of, another area, it will have conflicting availability, and this, I guess these dates will be crossed off because you're not available then. So as you can kind of see, it's a calendar app. But yeah, it's very much work in progress. It's super basic at the moment. There's not much functionality, but yeah, I thought I'd just get some simple designs and yeah, just get started with some routing really. And that was all I've done so far. So yeah, that's all for now. And as I said, the plan is to kind of complete this and get it hosted. And that will be the project that I'll sort of learn about Heroku or Railway. Obviously being a Next.js front end, and then I'll have a Prisma ORM, I believe, and so maybe a SQL or NoSQL backend. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on that. And yeah, if you'd like to sort of check it out once it's live, I'll probably do a separate video on it. I'm not sure if I'll call it when free, but yeah, it's a working title, I guess. So yeah, so that's kind of all for today. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you in the next quarterly update. I guess it will be in July. Thanks for watching.